Live from New York, this is WIUR Radio.
Hi everybody. Hope you're having a great Thursday. It's really cold today. But anyways, I am your host Chloe Rivera and welcome to another episode of Music Talk Thursdays. Um Today's topic, we're going to be talking about the Grammy nominations for next year that just came out. Um we're going to be talking about them and like some of like the main categories. Um, we're gonna be talking about like who I think is gonna be a potential winner slash who I would like to win. Um, and we're also gonna talk about like snubs. People who like did not get nominations this year, even though they deserved it. So, um, yeah, let's just jump right into it. So the Grammy nominations, they came out, believe it was Wednesday, last Wednesday. Yeah. And yeah, the Grammys are February 1st, of 2026, hosted in LA like it is every year. Um, so, we got a lot of good nominees this year. Most nominated person being Kendrick Lamar. He has, I believe, 7 nominations. Um, and then we got Bad Bunny and Sabrina Carpenter that both have 6 nominations. Lady Gaga has like 5, and there's a bunch more, but we're gonna just hop right into it. So yeah, let's do this. Okay, so we're gonna start with record of the year. Um, the nominees for this are DTMF by Bad Bunny, Man Child by Sabrina Carpenter, Anxiety by Doechii, Wildflower by Billie Eilish, Abracadabra by Lady Gaga, Luther by Kendrick Lamar and SZA, The Subway by Chappell Roan, and APT by Rose and Bruno Mars. Now, here's my thing with some of these nominees. First of all, with Billie Eilish's Wildflower, a lot of people were really confused on why that song got nominated because her album, the song that album comes off of, Hit Me Hard and Soft, that album got nominated last year at the Grammys. Um, and she didn't get nothing. Um, it was only that album, and I think it was Birds of a Feather that got nominated. For like song of the year, record of the year, all that. But she didn't win anything. But now this year we have Wildflower being nominated. And a lot of people were like, why are they nominating her for this if her album literally came out last year? How is it like eligible? Well, I figured it out, guys, and let me explain. So, she released the album, whatever. It got nominated last year, blah, blah, blah. After that, I assume she had made Wildflower into a single this year. So, I guess because she made it into a single, it made it eligible for a Grammy, which is why it's being nominated. So, yeah, that's pretty much why that song is nominated. I also want to talk about not Abracadabra, sorry. I want to talk about APT by Rose and Bruno Mars being nominated. This is actually a big deal because Rose is a K-pop artist. She's in the group Blackpink. Um, but all the members like been working on their own solo stuff, whatever. But this is actually a really big deal because this is the first time I think we're seeing. No, I'm actually lying. Um, um, Never mind. Disregard what I'm saying because I was gonna say this is the first time we've seen a K-pop artist nominated. No, I'm lying. Actually, I think this is the first time we've seen a K-pop artist nominated in like one or two of the big three categories. The big three categories being record of the year, song of the year, and album of the year. Um, but I could be wrong because I do know back in 2020 BTS got nominated for I think it was Butter. Um, Not 100% sure. Um, but yeah, she's like one of the few K-pop artists that actually. No, I'm lying. She's technically like one of the two K-pop artists that got nominated this year. I'm gonna get into the other one, which a lot of you might be shocked about. But also like it's no surprise, not gonna lie. Anyways, um, oh, Bad Bunny being nominated is a huge deal, believe it or not, because this is the first time we are seeing him. So Bad Bunny is nominated in all the big three categories: record of the year, song of the year, album of the year. But this is actually the first time I saw this on Twitter. This is the first time we're seeing a Spanish singing only artist be nominated in all three of these categories, which is a huge deal because Bad Bunny had an amazing year this year. That album was amazing. Um, he's doing the Super Bowl that same week of the Grammys because the Super Bowl's on February 8th, the Grammys on February 1st. He's doing the Super Bowl that same week. Like he had the whole residency in Puerto Rico. There's apparently I think a documentary coming out about it now. I saw it on Twitter a couple of days ago. It's a huge deal for him this year. Like he's had a really big year. Okay, with that though, let me say my opinions. Personally, I want Bad Bunny to win because I am a huge Bad Bunny fan. I've said it multiple times on this show. I'm a huge Bad Bunny fan. I root for him and like anything he does, especially because he's a Puerto Rican artist and I'm a Puerto Rican myself. I'm gonna root for him if it's anything big like this. So I personally would like Bad Bunny to win Record of the Year for DTMF, but who I think is going to win it is I have two options. Um, my first option is um DTMF by Bad Bunny. I think he has a strong chance of winning it. But also, I think Luther by Kendrick Lamar and SZA also have a huge chance of winning it because I kid you not, I've heard Luther everywhere. Like every time I turn on Hot 97, I hear that song. You hear that song on every radio station. You've heard that song everywhere on TikTok, everywhere on Instagram. It got real popular. But it's the same thing for DTMF by Bad Bunny. That song, I kid you not, was all over TikTok. There was a whole trend with that song. And like I said, that whole album, let alone the song, got really popular this year, not just among Spanish speaking people, but just like people around the world. So I don't know. I think these two have a really big chance of winning record of the year this year. But we will see if my predictions are right Grammys night. um Next up, we're going to do album of the year last. Um Next up we got song of the year. Okay. Nominees are Abracadabra by Lady Gaga, Anxiety by Doechii, APT by Rosé and Bruno Mars, DTMF by Bad Bunny, Golden, the song from K-pop Demon Hunters with the Huntrix group. Right. Luther, Kendrick and SZA, Manchild, Sabrina Carpenter, and Wildflower, Billie Eilish. Um, so let's talk about Golden being nominated because a lot of people were actually really upset about this. A lot of people were like, "Why are we nominating an animated series for a Grammy? Why are we nominating characters from a movie for a Grammy?" And, like, I understand that because when I saw that Golden was in one of the big 3 categories, I was extremely confused because I was like, "Are we serious right now? Is this how low we've gotten? Is this how low the Recording Academy has gotten that we're nominating freaking movies now?" Right. Um, but I will say I did watch the movie, great movie. It's cheesy here and there, but it's really cute. Um, and I will say, I will admit that that song got really big. I don't know why that song got super popular, but, like, that song is everywhere you go, I kid you not. I literally went in a store a couple of days ago, and when the minute I walked in, that was the first song I heard. Like, if literally stores are playing it everywhere, like, that's how you know this song is big, and it's from a kid's movie, like but anyways, who I think and who I want to win, um, this is another situation like Record of the Year. I want Bad Bunny to win, but I think it's either him or Kendrick and SZA that are gonna win. Same deal, TBH. I mean, I wouldn't mind if either or won because I really do like both songs, but you never know. Okay, next, let's talk about Best New Artist. The nominees are Olivia Dean, Cat's Eye, The Marias, Addison Rae, Somber, Leon Thomas, Alex Warren, and Lola Young. Okay, I have a couple people to talk about in this category. First off, Cat's Eye. Huge deal for them because they just debuted last year. They only have, I kid you not, like 12 songs out, and they're already being nominated for not 1, but 2 Grammys. Huge deal for them. And I wouldn't necessarily put them in the K-pop category, like, "Oh, like, they're one of the few K-pop artists that got nominated." No, because Cat's Eye, and I will say this forever, Cat's Eye is not a K-pop group. They are a global girl group that is being trained under a K-pop company. Just because they are being trained under a K-pop company does not make them a K-pop group. They've explicitly said on Dream Academy and everywhere else that they are a global girl group. They're just being trained with the K-pop methods or whatever. Um, but yeah, huge deal for them. They only have like 12 songs out and they already got 2 Grammy nominations, so good for them. Um, Addison Rae and Alex Warren. Um, I just find it really funny that we're nominating TikTokers now for Grammys because these are both people that were really famous on TikTok. They just like not that they stopped making TikToks because like they still do, but like they stopped with just the social media thing and then they just suddenly went down the music route. So I just find it funny we're nominating TikTokers now. Like this is interesting. But I will say Addison Rae, like she's really putting herself out there, I guess you could say, even though personally I don't like her music. Well, her music is okay, but, like, personally, I'm not a really big fan of her music, but I will say she is definitely putting herself out there because, like, she had the whole collab on Von Dutch with Charlie XCX and all that, and, like, she had came out at one of Charlie's concerts and, like I said, she's really putting herself out there as an artist, and you could tell, like, she's trying to put a lot of thought into her work, so, I mean, yeah. But Alex Warren, um, not a huge fan of him, no shade. Um, and then let's talk about Leon Thomas because if you know Leon Thomas, he was on Nickelodeon originally. He was on Victorious, and now, like, he's finally I'm just happy Leon Thomas is finally getting the recognition he deserves because his music, let alone his voice, so nice. And now he's finally getting the recognition that he deserves, and he got nominated for a bunch of Grammys. So I'm really happy about that. Now, who I want to win, I have 3 that I want to win. I either want Cat's Eye to win, I either want the Marias to win, or I want Leon Thomas to win. Who do I think is gonna win realistically? It's either gonna be Cat's Eye or Leon Thomas. Now, here's why I'm saying this. With Cat's Eye, like I said, they had a huge year. They they only have 12 songs out. They're already nominated for 2 Grammys. They've been like they got even more popular with the Gaps ad, the little milkshake dance. Um and like the 2 songs that like have been everywhere. Well, not well, 3 songs, sorry. The 3 songs of theirs that have been like everywhere, I kid you not, is Gnarly, Gabriella, and Touch. Touch came out last year, but like those 3 have been everywhere, and it's kind of what put Cat's Eye on the map, especially, like, Gnarly, because at first everyone was like, "I don't like Gnarly, this sounds weird." But then, like, after a couple listens, everyone was like, "Wait, like, I kinda like this. This is this is giving." But yeah, and especially Gabriella too, because I know they just did not they just did, but, like, they did a remix for Gabriella with Young Miko, which is a huge artist in Puerto Rico, if you don't know who she is. Um, they just did the Gabriella remix with her. They did a Gnarly remix with Ice Spice. So they're really and, like, same with, like, festivals, like, they just did Lollapalooza, they're going to Coachella, they're about to start their own world tour that sold out, like, super quick. Um, they just had an overall big year, and it honestly would not oh, and this is also the first time in, I think I don't wanna say 15. It was something with a 5. I wanna say this is, like, the first time in, like maybe it was 15 years. I don't know, I could be wrong. I'm gonna just say that. This is, like, the first time in, like, 15, I think, question mark, years that we've seen, like, so many girl groups being nominated this year for Grammys because Cat's Eye is nominated, the K-pop Demon Hunter thing is nominated, and I believe Flow is nominated too in, like, the R&B section. If you don't know who Flow is, by the way, great group. You should definitely check them out. But yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if Cat's Eye won a Grammy this year. And now I also wouldn't be surprised if Leon Thomas ends up winning it because he also, I feel like, had a huge year this year. And like also I feel like he's like now getting the recognition that he deserves. Um I mean like yeah, good for him. He deserves it. And like his song Mutt, I think that's what it's called. Yeah. That song is amazing. Like they've played that song everywhere on the radios, like kid you not. And he even has the remix with Chris Brown, which I personally don't like, but to each own, I guess. But yeah, he even has the remix with Chris Brown. But like overall, he had a huge year, and I would be really happy if him or Cat's Eye won or the Marias. But like you know, like I said, I have a strong feeling that either Cat's Eye or Leon Thomas is gonna end up winning it. Okay, next, best pop solo performance. Nominees, we got Daisies by Justin Bieber, Man Child by Sabrina Carpenter, Disease by Lady Gaga, The Subway by Chappell Roan, and Messy by Lola Young. I just have one thing to say about this category, and it is Justin Bieber being nominated. It's not that I don't like him, but it's more of like I didn't even know he released music this year. I thought like he was taking a break, but I guess not. Um, yeah. So who I want to win this category is Lady Gaga. Um, but who I think is gonna end up winning it is Man Child by Sabrina Carpenter. Um, I don't know. I just have a feeling that she's just gonna end up taking it just because, like, just to, like, make people mad, or so the Recording Academy can make people mad, because I know a lot of people were not a fan of this song when it came out, and they were like, "Oh, this sounds really dumb, and I don't like it, it's bad." Guys, I'll be honest. Manchild, I did not like it when it first came out, but after giving it a couple of listens, I was like, "This isn't as bad as people are saying it is." I don't know. Anyways, um, okay, maybe we're gonna take a quick yeah, we're gonna take a quick ad break, and then we'll run through everything else, the last, like, 4, and then I'll run through the snubs of this year. And yeah, so quick little ad break, everyone. We will be right wrong button. We will be right back.
This is WIUR Radio.
Hi, I'm Morgan Beastie from the Ionian, and I hope you're enjoying today's show. Are you looking for the latest scoop on campus news, sports, and more? Check out the Ionian University's very own award-winning student newspaper. We keep you up to date with everything happening on and off campus. Want to know about the big game, the latest campus event? It's all in the Ionian. Join the conversation, read, write, and get involved. Visit www.theionian.org or pick up a copy around campus. Stay informed, stay connected. Now, back to WIUR, Iona University Radio.
Okay, guys, we're back. I didn't mess it up like I did the last show. Anyways, okay, let's get into it. Okay. Next we got Best Pop Duo / Group Performance. Those nominees are Defying Gravity by Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande, Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters, um, Gabriella by Cat's Eye, APT by Rosé and Bruno Mars, and 30 for 30 by SZA and Kendrick. Or SZA featuring Kendrick, sorry. Who do I want to win? I personally I want Defying Gravity or Gabriella to win. Now, here's why. With Defying Gravity, that is from Wicked. Everyone should know that by now. It is a beautiful song. And I am so happy it got nominated because Ariana did not get nominated for anything herself, which I will get into eventually or in a couple. Um so I'm just glad they at least gave her this. So I was just like, yes. And then I would like so yeah. But who I think is gonna win it? Um I honestly think it's going to be either Gabriella or 30 for 30 by SZA and Kendrick. Because like I said before when I was talking about best new artist, Gabriella was everywhere this year and it even had its own remix. I would not be surprised if that ended up winning, and then I kid you not, you see everybody doing the hand movement, the dance. Oh my gosh, I just hit the mic, sorry. But also like 30 for 30 is a really good song. So would not be surprised if it ends up winning. But I would also be really happy if it ends up winning. And the same goes to Gabriella. But I would really love it if Defying Gravity could win. Like I think that would be amazing. Next, Best Pop Vocal Album. Swag by Justin Bieber, Man's Best Friend by Sabrina Carpenter, Something Beautiful by Miley Cyrus. Side note, I did not know Justin Bieber or Lady Gaga released music. I mean, not Lady Gaga. I did not know Justin Bieber or Miley Cyrus released music this year. Um, there's that. Mayhem by Lady Gaga, and I Tried Everything But Therapy Part 2 by Teddy Swims. Who do I want to win? I want Lady Gaga to win. Guys, I love Lady Gaga with my heart and soul. I've loved that woman since I was like 5. And I will be so happy if she wins for Mayhem because Mayhem was such a good album. Everybody was like, "I don't like it. Like, I want the old Gaga back." No, you're going to like Mayhem. Mayhem was a good album. Next. But who I think is gonna win it, I feel like it's gonna end up being Sabrina for Man's Best Friend. S This was also one of those albums where, like, I did not was not a big fan of it at first, but then eventually I was like, "No, yeah, I love this song. I mean, I love this album." I've been listening to it on repeat lately, I'm not gonna lie. Um, Great album, though, and I would be happy if it won. I wouldn't, like, be mad if this one won. But, like, I if Gaga could win for Mayhem, that'll be even better. Um, okay, best rap album. We got Let God Sort 'Em Out by Clips, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Pusha T and Malice. Glorious by Glorilla. God Does Like Ugly by JID. GNX by Kendrick Lamar and Chromacopia by Tyler, the Creator. Who do I want to win and who okay, for who I want to win and who I think is gonna win, it's both Kendrick for me. Cause okay, originally when I was making this, I had said, like, not that I don't think Chromacopia is gonna win, because I definitely do think Chromacopia is a big contender, I guess you could say, against GNX. But, like, realistically speaking, I genuinely think Kendrick is gonna end up taking it. The album was just too good. I was listening to it on the way here. You can't not give him best rap album. But I personally think, like, if Kendrick really does not win best rap album, it will probably end up going to Tyler. That's just my personal opinion. Okay. Wow. We're going to get into the biggest category of the night. Sorry. We're going to get into the biggest category of the night, which is Album of the Year. The nominees are Debí Tirar Más Fotos by Bad Bunny, Swag by Justin Bieber, Man's Best Friend by Sabrina Carpenter, Let God Sort 'Em Out by Clips, Pusha T, and Malice, Mayhem by Lady Gaga, GNX by Kendrick, Mutt by Leon Thomas, and Chromacopia by Tyler, the Creator. This is gonna sound really biased, but I'm gonna explain myself. I want and I think Bad Bunny is gonna end up winning it this year. Listen, I know it sounds biased because I am a huge Bad Bunny fan. I've been a fan of him for almost 10 years now. But I can sorry guys, my nose is really stuffed. But I can explain myself. Listen, that realistically, looking at all these nominees, he's like one of the top contenders to get this award. Like, there's even people like music news things, whatever, that have even been predicting that he's going to end up not just winning album of the year, but let alone sweeping at the Grammys this year. Because he has, I think that says 6 nominations. So it's not just these that he's nominated for. He's nominated for way more. And all these music things have been saying, and like even people on just like social media have been saying, like, yeah, Bad Bunny's gonna end up sweeping this year. He's gonna end up getting a bunch of Grammys, and this is gonna be the year that Bad Bunny gets Album of the Year because he didn't get it back in 2022 for Un Verano Sin Ti. But I just feel like this album might get it because of its cultural significance. The album was made in Puerto Rico. It's full Puerto Rican. All Puerto Rican artists are on it. Puerto Rican instruments, XYZ. And its cultural significance has resonated with a lot of people, especially with things that have been happening this year that I will not get into because I don't want to. But it has had a strong impact on people. And it really would not surprise me if he ends up taking album of the year. That's just my personal opinion. But also the album is just really good. Like, no skips, guys. Come on. And again, he's had one of the biggest years of music this year. You can't say that he hasn't. You're telling me the same guy, this is the same guy that did a technically 31-day residency in Puerto Rico, is headlining the Super Bowl, making him the first male Latino artist to headline this. Because the last time he was at the Super Bowl, it was with J-Lo and Shakira, but he was just a guest. He wasn't like the main show. But he released this album. It has been number 1 everywhere. He's had a 31-day residency in Puerto Rico. He's about to go on a world tour in Latin America, Europe, Asia. He's been speaking up and out for his people. He's, like I said, he's doing the Super Bowl that same week of the Grammys. You can't not give it to him. But we will see. And honestly speaking, if he does not win it, it's probably going to go to Kendrick. Kendrick or Sabrina. Let's be realistic. But that's who I want to win for album of the year, and that's who I think is going to win. I think it's going to be Bad Bunny, and I think in general he is going to end up sweeping at the Grammys this year. Mark my words. And if he doesn't, then I'm sorry, guys. I was wrong. Okay, before I end today, I want to quickly, because I'm running out of time, Loki, I want to quickly run over the snubs of this year. Because there was a lot that had me mad, especially a specific one. Okay, let's start with Ariana Grande. Ariana did not get nominated for anything except that, like, the Wicked song. But I'm not counting that because it's not her own work. That was from a movie. Eternal Sunshine should have been nominated for a Grammy, whether it was just the original version or the deluxe version where she also added like Twilight Zone, Dandelion, all that. That album should have been nominated. This album coming from someone that has been an Ariana fan for a long time now. This album is genuinely one of her best pieces of work that she has ever done, next to Positions and Sweetener. And yet she got nominated for nothing. Next is Lorde. Lorde, okay, I don't really listen to Lorde's personal music. I've heard a couple of songs, but I've heard there was a lot of people mad because she did just release an album. Do I know the name? No, I don't. I'm sorry. But she just released an album, did not get nominated for anything for it. And she should have. I'll just keep it at that because I don't really listen to Lorde. Next up, or actually my last one, because I don't really have much else. The Weeknd. Let's talk about The Weeknd getting snubbed this year yet again. He released Hurry Up Tomorrow. He even released a whole film for Hurry Up Tomorrow. This album was first of all, this album was considered his last album as under the name The Weeknd. Because I think he's gonna keep releasing music, but I don't think it's gonna be under the name The Weeknd. I think it's gonna be under his actual name, Abel Tesfaye. He did not get nominated for anything for Hurry Up Tomorrow. And I just find that really funny because last year, if you watched the Grammys, they invited him back. They invited him back. The Grammys gave him an apology for basically ripping him off. And they had this man perform. So you're telling me the Recording Academy apologized, had him perform, had him come to the whole show just to make him look like a fool and not even nominate him again this year. Like, I I don't know. It's just really mind baffling to me that the Recording Academy would even do that. But why are we surprised, guys? It's the Grammys. Anyways, with that, I end today's show. I hope you enjoyed it. We will see if these predictions are even right. And if not, then that's embarrassing. Sorry, I had to sneeze. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's show. And yeah, I will see you all on the next one. So yeah. Goodbye. Have a great weekend. Stay warm out there. It's really cold. And yeah, I'll see you all. Bye.